Coming up next, we unveil the latest project from Seasons Playing Cards, give you a chance to win a prototype deck way before it's made available to the public, and we announce the winner of the Summer Knock Playing Cards. All of that coming up. It turns out that we are living in the high times of Kickstarter, especially when it comes to playing card projects. Just this year alone, we've seen some astronomical successes, campaigns that have far exceeded expectations. Just last episode, we talked about the Kingswild Project's Tiger deck, which finished its campaign run with almost $60,000 in funding. That's a resounding success. But since then, we had the close of the Mint 2 playing cards and the astonishing final cume. Get this, $560,000 in funding. That's over $500,000, just incredible. Today we unveil another great deck campaign. Welcome back to the go-to place for cinematic deck reviews. I am the Gentleman Wake, and whether you are a new viewer or a returning one, we have a great episode in store for you. If this is your first time, make sure you'll consider subscribing. And if you are subscribed, be sure to hit that bell down there to make sure you're notified every time I post a new video. In this episode, we take a look at the upcoming release from designer Alex Chen and Seasons Playing Cards, the Extracted Elysian Elixir decks. In fact, if you're interested in a chance to win an Elixir deck from me, make sure to stay all the way to the end of the video for details. You are definitely going to want to enter this giveaway, and you'll see why in a second. Previously on this channel, we took a look at the wildly successful Apothecary Series 2 Kickstarter campaign, and by extension, the first 2 Apothecary decks as well. 4 decks in total representing the 4 seasons: Insights, Ponderings, Sentiments, and Virtues. The 5th and final deck in the series is a culmination and an amalgamation of the previous 4, the Elixir deck. The previous campaigns saw a slew of available options for the decks: white or black cardstock, standard editions, limited black label signature editions, and white label signature editions with gilded edges. Multiple tiers offer different combinations, and one option even saw the inclusion of wooden cabinets specifically designed to enclose the deck pairs. This time, however, the choices are a bit simpler. The Elixir deck comes in 2 permutations only: a single gold gilded deck printed on white cardstock encased in a black tuck case, and a white tuck case version with different gilding. I'll get into that a bit later. That's only available as part of a 2-deck cabinet set pledge tier. The Extracted Elysian Elixir deck will be printed in a very limited run of 848 decks by the USPCC on their aristocrat stock and magic finish. More on the handling in a bit. The tuck box, printed at a Chicago area engraving shop, is gold ink on black matte cardstock in an impressive intaglio style, meaning the pattern on the boxes is created by applying the metallic ink to an engraved metal plate, resulting in a raised and textured surface of exquisite detail. It's by far my favorite of all the tuck cases we've seen during the many Apothecary offerings. As far as the design itself is concerned, it's a familiar one, very reminiscent of the design found on the previous decks in the series. The same botanical inspired label wrapping around one side of the box. The symbol on the side of this edition is a perfect circle meant to symbolize the coming together of the 4 elements. There's a traditional ad copy on the bottom of the box, and the large tuck flap has the word amalgamation written on it. Taking the cards out of the box reveals that the simplification trend, in contradiction to the additive amalgamation theme, extends to the cards as well. The back design is a mashup of the previous back design seen in the series, most prominently the Primavera seeds in the middle, the swirl of the invernal bark strips in the corner, and a mirrored representation of the leaves found on the fall-inspired Sentiments deck. The design itself is just about entirely monochromatic, save for the previously mentioned border and the seed in the center. There's a thin white poker border as well. The faces of the cards are virtually unchanged from the previous offerings with a few exceptions. The pips and indices remain the same, as does the layout and colors on the spot cards. The illustrations on the court cards are the same, even my beloved Jack of Hearts has returned, except that they've only been slightly recolored. It does feel like the drop shadow is still a bit heavy. Now, if you're wondering why I like the Jack of Hearts in particular, well, I'll tell you what. Comment below and let me know why I'm so fond of it. The Jokers are new as well. This time they are represented by a flagon. The corners of each Joker display different symbols representing the 4 previous entries in the series. There's a double backer and a Seasons ad card as well. Perhaps the most interesting change is the inclusion of all 4 power aces from the previous decks, which is a welcome touch. Speaking of touch, the decks handle very well indeed. In fact, this may be the best handling deck of gilded playing cards I've ever used. Fans are typically a nightmare, and these are actually not so bad at all. The stock is springy and comfortable to flourish. No doubt they would make an impressive deck to debut on game night with the poker buddies. The gold gilded edges is something that I particularly like, and you can probably tell that from just looking at the decor in my living room. As I mentioned before, however, the white deck, of which only 188 will be produced, includes a slightly different gilded edge. First things first, the tuck boxes are identical save for the color, of course, and the cards inside are the same as well. The only change? These cards have a prismatic pearlescent gilding that is just breathtaking. It's a gorgeous design choice and one of the favorite luxury decks I've come across. The Kickstarter campaign for the Extracted Elysian Elixir deck goes live on August 14th, 2018 at 6 p.m. Eastern. With only 848 and 188 decks respectively, this is sure to be a high demand item, so I suggest you jump on it early if you are interested. Fortunately, for those of you watching this, you have another chance to get your hands on not only the black elixir deck, but the ultra rare white one as well. I'm giving away both to one single lucky winner. Details for that in a second. But first, special thanks and a warm welcome to Frederick Meddy, a new Full House tier patron. If you want to become a patron, make sure to check out wake.video/Patreon for details. Congrats to Joshua Rojas and Farouk Jamal for winning the Summer Knock deck giveaways. Contact me, guys, to claim your prize. So, to enter the Elixir deck giveaway, here's what you have to do. Be sure to like this video, be a subscriber to this channel, and comment below with the name of the deck you'd most like to see me review. Special thanks to Alex Chin and Seasons Playing Cards for providing me with these cards to review and to give away. And if you are not a subscriber yet, be sure to click here and click here to watch another of my deck reviews. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I am the Gentleman Wake. See you next time.